Peace and blessings to everyone. And excuse me if I have a low tone because as I've been doing a lot of my work on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, I've been speaking a lot. So being speaking a lot, I've been kind of hoarse. But peace and blessings to everybody. And once again, I want to thank everybody who has been supporting this great channel. It's my pleasure to come on randomly, and as I told a lot of people that I don't, because I work throughout the week, don't get a lot of time to schedule. So, I'm in Laredo, Texas right now, and I'm doing it on the fly. How you like that? I am doing it on the fly. Peace and blessings to all the great people and the one person who is in the bushes watching me in the chat. Peace and blessings to you, and I'm hoping that you're having a great day. I hope you had a great day. I've been doing a lot of homework, got a chance to do some homework and studying and learning more knowledge and getting more information. And it's been great. It's been great to just, to get better as in the conscious community, you have to educate yourself. To get better, you have to educate yourself. And I have always told people that we are stronger together than apart, and we can learn knowledge together. I've always been a person that said, I don't know everything. I don't know everything, but I work hard at trying to do the best as I can to spread valid knowledge. So that's just what I do. I done gotten to my older age, and I'm settling in. As you settle in your life, you tend to get better. You shouldn't get worse. You should get better. And if you're going to deal in this conscious community sector, you have to get it right. You have to get it right. You can't just come making up no bullshit up on social media. You know what I'm saying? Because everything that you do is not valid for attention. Because I'm not seeking attention. I'm out here to spread the message of the Most High. And I tell you, man, we have been deceived. I had got a chance to do some studies, and how you study is you go to the ancestors. You learn a lot from the ancestors. You learn a lot from great people. So I got a chance to dig up some old videos. Got a chance to really listen to a legend like James Baldwin. And listen to him. He had a great debate. I want you guys to check out the great debate, James Baldwin versus William F. Buckley. That debate was in 1965. It's amazing how long that was. That debate was in 1965. I was born in 1975. Okay. And I also want you guys to check out Thomas Sowell. These are people, I know everybody knows about James Baldwin, but a lot of people don't know about Thomas Sowell. Okay. And he was talking about the economic wealth of the melanated black man in America. Okay, so he's a very interesting guy, very interesting, very, very interesting. He was really basically killing the numbers. This guy, William F. Buckley, was really trying his best. What's up, my brother, the Prince in the house? He was being very disrespectful to James Baldwin in this debate, and I encourage my indigenous people to watch it, because, and I tell you, a lot of us, we don't value our ancestors on the things that they have been through. Brother Prince, if we would have went through the things that James Baldwin and all of them went through, where would we be? Where would we be if we went through some of the things that happened in 1964, some of the things that happened beyond then? And listening to James Baldwin and his debate, was very, very intriguing and very interesting. And what I saw, brother, was the brother the brother was really, really, really powerful. And the message that he had, in that debate, he was talking about the white supremacy and how they basically set us up to fail in every measure. Lady Solo in the house, it is so good to see you. Peace and blessing, my sister. I was telling a lot of our people that I'm just recommending a lot of our people to check out the debate between James Baldwin and William F. Buckley. I think that you guys can learn a lot from that debate. It was in 1965. You can pull it up on YouTube. You would, for those, you guys can really, really enjoy such a great debate against a white supremacist. I mean, William F. Buckley showed the character of white supremacy, and he tried his best to attack James Baldwin in many sectors about things about him uplifting his people. And back then they wanted to keep us in a bubble. You said Mr. Baldwin had so much patience beyond measure. And I think about us. We don't have the patience. Our people lack patience, because we're not going to stand for a lot of bullshit. Our nation of people today, we're like a time bomb waiting to kick off. We're not as patient as Martin Luther King and James Baldwin and so many other great men who try to stand up to these white supremacists. But I so much admire the man on the debate. You got to check it out. James Baldwin versus William F. Buckley. He was, and it just really, it really, really ensured me so much of how the man really knew he was indigenous. He really knew that we were the indigenous people. And I want you guys to understand that. It was I had tears coming down my eyes and thinking about, I'm so blessed to be in this era. I'm so blessed to be born in an era where, even though we're going through the things that we're going through, our ancestors endured so much pain, so much sorrow, and all you can just be is humble. All you can be is humble, because they showed nothing but so much class. Our melanated black men showed so much class. And I want you guys to also check out Thomas Sowell. Thomas Sowell is another melanated black man who was basically showing the economics of the black man. That's another guy I want you guys to check out. He's excellent. But one of the things that what was so intriguing to me, he said that coming up when he was a little boy, he said many so-called African Americans didn't even know they was African Americans. That matter of fact, they didn't know. They never called themselves Africans. They were calling them Negro. And this is what I want you to understand, is that the kids didn't even know they was Negro. The kids thought they were white, until they would have never known that they were black until they started acknowledging them to be black. And it's a programming that we don't understand that was going on, and that is affecting our kids all the way to now. Some of the things that happened back then is affecting us to this day and time. So much lack of love that we have for ourselves that was happening back then has destroyed us to this day. And he said that many times, that when he saw the Indians on TV, he didn't realize that they were the real Indians being hunted down. That when they watched the cowboy, the Western movies, how they painted out, he didn't realize that we were the real Indians. all along, he didn't realize it until the way they were treating Indians in the Western movies. And I want you guys to understand that there's not a nation of people that have been treated so injustice, so unfairly, like melanated black people. And we have so many white people who don't understand that they benefited from their rise of their ancestors. Our farmland was taken away from us. Our backs were beating. We were hung by trees. But we, as a nation of people, we are so blinded by what's going on and distracted on what's going on when it comes to sports, when it comes to celebrities, and when it comes to other distractions in our life. We got to do better with each other. Lady Solo, we got to do better with each other. And it was a teaching moment to me that led me into tears, because you're never going to be a great teacher until you listen to great teachers. You're never going to be a great teacher until you listen to great teachers. Your ancestors have paved the way for you. And we refuse to learn from them on how to overcome our oppression, how to overcome the damage that has been done to us as a nation of people. Knowledge Seeker in the house. I love that name. Knowledge Seeker is in the house. And I want you to understand that is an awesome name. That just tells me that right then and there, I just, I take you serious. When I see a name like that, I just automatically take you seriously. Because when we understand that what our people have been through, we are spoiled. We have to remember the past to learn it in order to create a better future. And I want you guys to understand that they paved the way for us. And we make so many excuses on why we cannot evolve to the people that we should be. And I want you guys to excuse my voice because I'm hoarse. Because over the weekend, Peanut Nola was having a good time with his panel. And Peanut Nola had a couple of drinks and he was feeling himself. I was feeling myself. At the very end, I started to give me a look. I was off. It's rare that I'm off because I'm home on the weekends, and I was feeling my family, and I was feeling, and I was enjoying myself. And we had a great bill. We're gonna do part 2 of the baby mama drama and the deadbeat dads. We're gonna do that part 2 because people asked for that part 2. When we're gonna do it, we're gonna do what the people want. But I want to tell you that to be a great leader, you have to learn from great leaders. You have to dig up your history. You have to listen. I need you guys to do your homework. Go back and listen to the old clips of Malcolm X. Go back and listen to the old clips of James Baldwin. And then you will understand that they are always speaking indigenous people. They're always speaking that we're not African. There's somewhere in the clips that they're speaking it. And I want you to understand that. And this is what we have to understand, that our ancestors knew who we were. James Baldwin said that they didn't have certain books for us to read. The only books, there was like 2 books for you to read, And it was the history of our oppressor. It was the history of our oppressor. Facts, family. Sometimes you learn more with a closed mouth. And that's what I'm talking about. That's why I love your name. The fact that you're seeking knowledge. And this is what I have been doing. I have been on a journey of seeking and learning from others. Because we as a nation of people, we have ego problems. We think once we learn something, we can't learn from others. We hold on and we get that fire inside of us, but we don't humble ourselves and realize that we can only get better by learning with each other. And I can sit here and tell you my journey, the day that the Most High talked to me. And I used to jump out of my truck and I would go into the woods and just want to hear nature. Just wanted to hear nature. Didn't want to hear no radio. Didn't want to hear nothing but nature. Because you are the closest thing to nature, melanated people. You are the closest thing to nature. Because you are the Most High chosen people. And I want you to understand that because of your native background, your real indigenous background, you are the closest thing to nature. And we have to get back to our nature. We have we have to grow as a tribe. And as tribal leaders, we have to be able to learn to be able to take criticism, constructive criticism. We have to, if we see a brother like misspeaking, we got to be able to call it on there. Because I'm going to tell you like this. We have so many lost tribes out of here. We are the lost tribes. And it's time for us to bring our people back together. It's time for us to share war no more with each other and our families. We have been divided for so long. We have been hating on each other for so long. We have to move away from that mentality, that jealous mentality. We have to remove ourselves from that jealous mentality of envying each other. And this is what we have to do as a nation of people. We will only climb to our highest level if we learn from one another. And that's the only way we're going to make it. And for James Baldwin to get up there in a crowd of people that did not look like him, and they were laughing at him, they were joking at first, they were humiliating him at first, but when it was his turn to speak, they gave him a standing ovation. Because once the melanated man, the chief of the land, speaks, the world will listen. The animals will listen. He didn't have to worry about them laughing at him no more, because the Most High, spoke through him. And this is what I want you guys to do in your everyday lives. Let the Most High speak through you. Do not degrade some of the things that you need, that is destined for you. Allow the Most High to move through you. Let him lead you. Let him lead you. And watch how many will follow. It starts with you and the Most High, that personal relationship with the Most High. And once you get that personal relationships with the Most High, you will be able to speak to the animals. You will be able to speak within other people. That purity inside you will come out, because you are the high chief. You are the chiefess of this land. Everything has been taken away from us, yes. But we will regain and claim what is for us. And even back then, the Jewish people were making a mockery out of us. And you wonder why Black power is not the way it should be. And the world dominance, it's against us. We can get back what was taken from us, but we can't do it alone. It has to be all of us together, starting by erasing African away from your name, period. When the census come out, stop putting your name as an African. Remove that title that was given to you by Jesse Jackson and a couple of Boule token brothers. I'm telling you, it's time to remove that name away from us. I would have been better. We would have been better off just being named Negro still. Color. I would have rather been called Negro in color. But when you remove your name, when you remove your heritage, when you remove your name and make yourself another country, because this is what happened to us. This is what happened to us. We removed ourselves and made ourselves immigrants in our own land. We're making ourselves immigrants, so no longer claim African. True, you will become one again. One piece. The earth moves cycles. The first became last. It's now time for the last to become first. All praises due to the Most High. And that's what I'm talking about. We have so many people that have been turning away from the Most High because of the things that the white man has done us, because of our oppressor. We now question our fate with the Most High. We have so many people that will rather praise a rock before they praise the Most High. They will rather praise the devil before they praise the Most High. The Most High is what you make the Most High. The Most High is you. His energy dwells within you. His bloodline dwells within you. You see the birds, you see the bees. You think that yes, we are gods, but we are not the God. That's what we got to understand, that we are not higher than the Most High. We are his servants. And we have to understand that if we're going to get to a certain level, that we can't lose our faith. I am spiritual, but I am not religious. And that's what our indigenous people were. We were spiritual people, but we were not religious. Religious is going around worshiping statues, worshiping idols. Spiritual is believing in faith. See, what you don't understand is, if you lose your faith in something, how are you going to evolve to the person that you need to be? See, we're living in a time where young people have been distrusted, have been bamboozled when it comes down to religious. These religious leaders has been lying to us on who is the Most High. They've been lying for many years, to the point where they change the look of the Most High. Even if the Bible says that the Most High was a black man, they paint all the churches and they have all the angels on the wall, and these people look like white people. So then you ask yourself, why would a black person not be an angel? So then you lose distrust in spiritually. You think that, see, This is a form of white supremacy in churches. Spiritual, the medicine origin. Yes, religion is a drug. Religion is a drug, and religion can be contagious. Sometimes you guys will put your right arm for a man, but lose faith in the Most High. And there are going to be a lot of people that are going to go in the lake of fire with man because they turn away from the Most High. And I tell people all the time that only his people suffers. Then you shall know that's the chosen. We will suffer no more. Our time, the time of us suffering is no more. But if you still have the mindset that you're a slave, you will always be a slave. If you're still watching Roots and you're still watching all these movies that they're coming up with, they're giving you a mentality that you're a slave. They are reckoning your brain cells to make you believe that everything that's great about you is a slave. Our history is greater than slavery. Our history is greater, far greater than slavery. All the movies they want to keep pulling, they pull out Harriet Tubman. They love to look at us on a never. We don't never see movies that talks about our wealth. You rarely ever see a movie like Black Wall Street. You never see that's going to uplift the black man. You're going to only see movies that's going to tear down the black man. You see the greatest things that they post that Hollywood puts out there. Either we getting murdered like in Boys in the Hood, or we are slaves. That's how they paint out melanated black people in this day, in this society. And that's what they think that we have to look forward to. We're greater than that. We're greater than that. And we have to change the mindset. And we have to teach our kids that we are far more greater than slaves. And we're talking about history that is told by our oppressor. We have heard so many years from our oppressor. The point of view of what our oppressor teaches us. Harriet was a warrior, but they never show her with a gun in her hand. They always wanna disarm our heroes because we were warriors. We were out there. We didn't take no BS. And this is why I told people, I said, when you listen to the ships, and you talk about us being on slave ships, and they talk about 300 people came over from Africa, but they told you that you were in shackles. They told you you were locked up in chains. But then what they didn't tell you is that sailboat that you would have to, that they didn't have technology. Wasn't a love boat. This wasn't the Titanic boat. So how would these people use the restroom, which would have caused such a disease that would have killed off half of the people on that ship? See, we're getting smarter than that now. When you look at the slave ships that they talk about, they only show stuff of cartoon imageries. You're not a slave. And your history don't come from slavery. You are the chief and the chiefess of this land. Other than Django, yes, Django was one of the ones that actually showed, that we didn't give a damn. Django didn't give a damn, but they should have showed a group of brothers that didn't give a damn, not just one man. They should, and that's what I want us to want them to show, a group of us, not just one man, not some impossible story. I want them to talk about how great we was as a unit, because we were smart, wasn't no dumb people. And this they brought their English language down here. We couldn't read their books, but we were smart. And that's what people don't understand. And that's what they will never understand. In order for us to get conscious, we got to really start doing our homework. And we can learn from each other. We can learn a lot from each other. And I can sit here and tell you that my channel is growing fast, and my channel has been growing because of you. My channel grows every day. I got somebody new that's added to it. And I'm going to use my channel to represent indigenous people. I'm going to use my channel to represent and be a voice for indigenous people. Because I had a discussion with a Mongoloid, and he got mad with me. He said, "Why are you trying to claim yourself to be a native?" I said, "Let me tell you something. I never claimed to be a native. Never. We Aborigine people." I said, "You came into our land. You migrated. If anybody copied, you copied us. If anybody copied, you copied us." And that's what people don't understand. The first enemy was not the white man. The first enemy that came to America was not the white man. The first enemy that attacked us was not the white man. The first enemy that raped us was not the white man. And it's what people have to understand when you start really digging and understanding that we was a nation of people that been here. And they came to dominate us, and then they had a group of people that dominated them. This has been going on for centuries. That's because they want to keep us looking for a single leader. And Brother Prince, you are so smart, my brother. I admire your intelligence. I admire your studies, my brother. Because this is, we cannot do it with just a Martin Luther King no more. We can't do it with just a Malcolm X no more, because they kill off them leaders. We got to do it as a group. If we do it as a unit instead of one leader, we are much more stronger as a tribe. We are much more stronger as a tribe when we stick our chest out and we defend our melanated women. Then our melanated women will respect us. Our copper melanated women will respect us as their chief. But once we learn who we are, it starts with learning who you are. And stop listening that you some Africa that came for some way from Timbuktu. And I want you to understand, when you look at most, not all, but when you look at most Africans, and you look at most Aborigine people of America, you can see the difference. You can see the difference of the body type. When you look at Aborigine people in America, the body type, you can look at how, just when, how healthy our men are, how healthy our women are, the body type. When you look at our cheekbones, when you look at our lips, when you look at our nose, you look at our hairline, you can see a difference, a big difference than an African. When Africans know who we are. This is what I want you to understand. Africans know that we are not a part of their tribe. Because let me tell you something. If I knew that my brother was stolen away, wouldn't I try to get my brother back? And I'm going to tell you this, it wouldn't take 400 years to get my brother back. That country has never fought to come get our people back. Because we're not the same tribe of people. They don't want to tell you that we also have pale faces. Yes. And I want people to understand this. I want people to understand this. It's because of the fact that it's everything. If Americans knew what they knew, we will have the majority of the population of America. This is what I want you guys to understand, that if you knew that you were indigenous, instead of putting African on your census in a voting and everything that you're doing, we would have the majority of America. Our population, we did not all die in genocide. We did not all die from smallpox. The Trail of Tears, we didn't all die in that fashion. See, they want to tell you, they want to hide the fact that we were called Redskins, that they made a mascot to make fun of us. They made a mascot to make fun of the black skin. That's why they wanted to remove it. They know who you are. You don't know who you are. And that's sad, because we can have so much power in this land, but we don't have a union. We don't have a union of togetherness. We've been so far broken. The white man has done a number on us. The white man has done a number on us. He has turned us against each other. We have been defeated for a very long time. And I'm not talking about all white people. They have a lot of white people that have fought the cause with us, that have died with us. I'm not talking about all white people, because you're gonna always have a certain group that's gonna be down with you. That's gonna feel like we have been stumped upon and they have been mistreated, and they're gonna fight the cause. But I want you to understand this. This is one of the reasons why I was mad with Jane Elliott. It's one of the reasons why I was mad with Jane Elliott, because it's okay for her to make her people feel bad about them being racist towards us. But all that good stuff that she says, she still don't want reparation for black melanated people in this country. All the good things that she stand for against white supremacy, she still don't believe that we should get reparation in the United States of America. And I want you guys to understand this. Now, we all love to invite a certain outcast to the barbecue. We always pick a certain one that we'll trade in. We'll trade Candace Owens. We'll trade so many good old Sambos. We'll trade them off. We'll replace them with Eminem. We will replace them with Bill Clinton, calling Bill Clinton the first president, the first black president of the United States. That's what we have been doing. Butt licking, butterball eating, clapping for a Sambo or for the white man. And that's what we've been doing. I want you guys to understand that. Because it was a lot of our people who loved Bill Clinton, a lot of our people who loved the Clintons, and said that they were the first black people. Were they first black people? Because what? What makes them black? Because they're the main people who have been putting your people, locking them up in jail. Modern day slavery in prisons. Force prisonizing our people. Clintons never could stand our people. Never could. Because you got to remember where Bill Clinton is from. Bill Clinton is from Arkansas. And anybody knows that Arkansas is one of the most racist states in the dirty South. But our black melanated coons wanted somebody to believe in. We wanted somebody to believe in. And we wanted the great white hope to believe in. Just like when we sit there and we talk about, oh yeah, Jane Elliott is one of ours. and that be in the house. Jane, then we're going to sit here and get so carried away and say that this woman is a part of our cause. She believes in us. She loves us. She's telling her own people off over us. But that's the same woman who sat there and say that we should not get reparations for dying, being hung on a tree, for being raped. But we don't deserve reparations. And this is the things that what people don't understand. But you think Jane Elliott loved you. She will never want you to get above her people. She will never want you to rise over her people. She might want to teach her people to be less racist. She wants to teach them to be less racist. But in that interview, she said, and it came out of her mouth, Jane Elliott said that that we all should just start all over. Because we can't start all over. That's something that's built. Your people had generations and generations of advantages that my people don't have. And you're going to sit here and act like we can catch up. We can start right now. And your people have our farmlands. Your people have gained. You got, that's why I don't blame their children. I don't blame their children. Their children is not their fault that they inherit so much what they inherit. They inherit the stolen lands of melanated people across this country. They inherit that. When we're talking about these things that they talk about, racism is just something that is, you could take a black woman, a black baby, and you could take a white baby. You put them two together. They don't see racism. It ain't till they start growing up and it's a learned behavior. Racism is a learned behavior. And that's not natural with our nation of people. We are loving people. We can never, see, when they talk about us being racist, we cannot be racist because we cannot affect a race of people financially. Systematically, we cannot affect people. We can be prejudiced, but we cannot be racist. And that's the difference that you have to understand. A difference between being prejudiced and a difference between being racist. Systematically messing up a nation of people. Systematically destroying a nation of people through financing. When you're able to give out loans, half of us have to do it on our own. Half of us have to buy a house on our own. We wasn't given nothing from our parent. Credit cards was not just given to us. We didn't come here with credit. Our nation of people didn't come here with credit. But we sit here and think that we could be on an even playing field with a people that has been way decades and decades and decades ahead of us. No, you can't believe that you're on the same even playing field because your kids can go to their colleges. Most of white people who have came to America, do you understand that they have had free grants to go to these colleges? We are now in debt throughout history. Who's taking care of your financial aid? Who's taking care of the debts that is going on with melanated people? Who's taking care of that? But they ask us how we going to get that to pick up our bootstraps, pick ourselves up by our bootstraps. How could you do it when generations and generations and generations of failures? Generations. They think we dumb or stupid. We had so many black farmers. I done a video about a year ago about black farmers. We taught the white man how to plant crops. That's the problem with us right now. We teach and they steal. 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 And this is a fact. We can get up here and we can go. It doesn't matter what part. We have been so successful. Elvis Presley have stole so many records from our melanated people. We teach and they steal. And that's what's been going on for so many years that we have not got acknowledged. You got Kentucky Fried Chicken. You thinking that you eating from this place where the colonel from Kentucky Fried Chicken. We thinking this man is the inventor of that Kentucky Fried Chicken. No, it was a black woman. He stole her recipe. He stole that recipe. Left that lady with little of nothing. And when she finally got something, she was dead. She died. She died broke. And it was her recipe. Melanated copper people, indigenous people of this land have been stolen. Everything has been taken from us. We have been reclassified. And you, right before your eyes, we have been reclassified. You don't go from being called Negro, color. They can't even decide who the hell you are. And then they make up African American. They make up African American. They make up African American. And you believed it. Due to the history that they teaching you. My mother used to tell me, be a free thinker. Question anything. And as I tell people who listening to me, my message ain't for everybody. My message is not for everybody. My message is for my people. So if you get offended what I'm talking about, find yourself a stepping. Because my message ain't for everybody. I didn't come for everybody. This is not everybody's party. Where we're going to talk some real conscious community instead of some real conscious drama. Where we're going to talk about economically while we still last. And while we're not competing we're still not competing on a level of other. We got Vietnamese in the country. These people had war with these Vietnamese. They went to war with them, and they give them people free taxes. They get their own land in our country. They give them their own little cities in our country. Let's talk about the Vietnamese in America. How fast Vietnamese have grown in America. And how quickly they keep quiet, because every time a bill is passed for melanated people, when segregation passed, everybody benefits off of melanated black people. Every culture benefits off of melanated black people. When Oklahoma, they just passed a bill. It's mighty funny when George had his neck stepped on. Then they pass a bill in Oklahoma and they give these $5 Indians half of Oklahoma. Where's our reparation? This is the same country that's giving reparation to another country, to the fake ass Jews out here in this world that call themselves Jewish. And it's a fact that this country gives everything to others. Everybody benefits. Everybody else benefits. But melanated copper people. Everybody benefits off the cause of melanated black people. Whatever we fight for, I don't care if, I used to tell people, I said, you look at the gay, you can't go too far from the gay community. The LB, the lesbians and the gay people, you can't go too far from that to understand that the white gay people gets more rights than the black gay people. Now, when you got a trans black person who gets murdered, you can go look at the stories. I'm not lying to you. When you look at a transgender black person, they never find they kill her. But soon as a white person dies and they are trans, then all hell breaks out. They have pushed this agenda on us and our. We were born this color. That wasn't we didn't have a choice. And that's what I tell people all the time. Every body benefits off of melanated copper people. Everybody benefits off of us. See, you can't help being what your color is. You can't help being who your color is. Your choice to sleep who you want. If you want to be nasty, be nasty. But that's your choice to be nasty. But don't act like your cause is on the same level as being a melanated copper person in America. Because that was your choice to want to sleep with another man. That's your choice to want to sleep with another woman. That's a choice. But it's not your choice to be black. It's not your choice to be black. So even gay black people don't have the same rights as gay white people. And that should tell you something. That should tell you something. You turn on the channel, you turn on, they even got gay people that is against this new movement that are pushing all this gay agenda. They even got gay people that feel that way. But I'm going to close this live. I got an important phone call to make. Thank you guys for following. Peace and blessings, y'all.